And we're back here in Astra season for the first match of the week. It's not day one, but it's the first match that I'm going to record this week because the other ones have been a little bit so far. Hey, triple so, there you go. So this team is a little more interesting than the ones that we've fought this week. There's a little bit more going on. First of all, we have a Blade Tome Valentine's Lilina. Pretty rare unit, but she does have a high base attack. Like 57 attack with no debuff is no joke, even though she's got life and death 3 and the attack plus 3 seal. Either way, I mean, like her base attack is pretty good. It's too bad she's plus 1 and she's not plus attack either, but yeah, what are you going to do? It's a seasonal unit, don't blame him for not having the right IVs. We also have two legendary Azuras here, both running Iotes, which is a decent choice, but I feel like Azura's defense is so low already that it doesn't really change much. One of them is running double like movement skills, flyer formation to move in front of this Azura, and then aerobatics to move in front of anyone else. I guess technically Taban's part of that as well, flyer formation shenanigans. The other one has just got your standard Wings of Mercy, also running defense tactic, so that adds to buffing Lilina. They are both running hone speed 4 and hone attack 4, so this Lilina is going to be hitting pretty damn hard unless you panic her, or unless you're like me and have lull attack speed on the unit you're going to engage with. Then we also have a very unorthodox Taban build, running Heavy Blade, Quicken Pulse, and Hit and Run with Gale Force. Gale Force Taban is obviously not rare, but usually people just opt to keep Sturdy Impact and run Heavy Blade in the seal. The only reason you'd ever run a set like this is if you were just really desperate to make sure that he gets the Gale Force off. But even then you have to pass the Heavy Blade check, so like, I don't know. I'm not really a fan of this. I think Sturdy Impact Taban is much more threatening. And then in the corner we have a plus 10 Noe with Steady Breath, Null Seed Disrupt, the 2017 build, or is that 2018? Either way, it's outdated at this point, not especially scary. So, what we're going to do now that we spent like 2 minutes running through the enemy team, we are going to set up so that on the left we take out Taban and get out of there, and we're going to set up on the right so that we can take out one of the Azuras and Lilina all in one turn, and that turn is going to be the one coming up right now. Interesting to note that in this team, both the Lilina and the Taban are getting the bonus double effect from Eliwood, which I think is pretty cool. It's pretty neat that the two most like offensive units are the ones getting the buffs.
Agreed.
So yeah, on this side we're going to go ahead and let the Azura and the Lilina come after us. On this side we'll go ahead and break this pot.
Of course.
We will dance with Tethys for Est. We will go ahead and kill this Taban, and then we repo with Altina. If Eliwood decides to go left, then because he wants to go after Altina, then he can't be danced. If he decides to go right, then he might be able to hit Tethys, which could be pretty scary, but I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen. I think I can put Naga here to stop that from happening, so I think we'll be safe no matter what happens. We should be able to retreat and be pretty all good. It is kind of scary that, what's his face, Eliwood could potentially get like all these stats, but I'm going to choose to believe in Naga here. I think we'll be okay as long as I don't get one shot, which hopefully doesn't happen. We'll just have to see. So anyway, the Azura is going to come first, that makes sense. Blue unit does high damage to red unit with bad res. Makes sense to me. Next will come the Lilina. It actually does the exact same damage, that's interesting to think about.
Stand aside.
We'll go ahead and heal off most of that. So now it's down to Eliwood, the last threat on the team. Okay, that's not great. That's not great at all. That's not really what I expected to happen, to be honest with you. I don't think this Twin Blades is going to get the kill. Could be wrong. Oh, 4 damage. 4 damage. So the one unit that I wasn't concerned about at all is actually the unit that ended up being the threat. Unfortunately, even with Dragon Effectiveness, I just didn't have enough attack. I even had Drive Attack on Tethys. That's unfortunate. If Est was further back, then I don't think I would have lost. The question becomes, do I bother to use a ladder here, because this match is basically won, and I feel like it'd be a bit of a throwaway. I often, on Astra, if this was light season, I'd just surrender. I'd say fuck it, who cares. But considering that this is Astra season, Astra can be pretty harsh to your ladders, so I think I'm going to take this. I've learned my lesson. If you guys remember, like I don't remember how many weeks ago it was, but it was fairly recently, close to the end of the week, I decided to just take my cut my losses, and not cut my losses, I did the opposite. I got greedy and I decided to surrender a match that I easily could have won, but I had lost a unit, so I was like, I'm sure I can find a better match. And that costed me dearly because I went on to lose like the next 3 matches in a row or something silly like that. So considering I've really lost 1 unit here, but I've easily got all the pots and everything, I think we're just gonna go ahead and just take this match.
Well.
I'm not hugely concerned. So we'll go ahead and bait this Azura. Even if she gets like the buff here, I don't think she's able to kill me because I have low attack speed, so we should be all good. And then Eliwood comes after me and should die. So it is very unfortunate that we ended up losing Altina. Just barely too low in stats there. 4 attack. 4 attack was the... Well, actually 2 attack was the difference there, really. If I had like a plus attack Altina, a merged Altina with like 2 flowers, like anything like that, or even if her A skill was active, that would have been a kill. Some more res would have given her the kill. Like, there's a bunch of things that could have been done there. But that really was like a series of events I didn't expect. I half expected Eliwood might go down, but reposition is such a rare skill on defense teams that I just did not think to even expect that she would repo Eliwood back and then go and get danced. So yeah, that is unfortunate, but again, I'm just gonna take it because we've got all the pots and the rest of the match was pretty easy. So
I've got you now.
I mean, look, to be completely honest, top 1k has been out of my reach for ages anyway, so I think losing an extra something or other lift here and then isn't that big of a deal. Speaking of, I'm actually curious how much lift you lose for 1 unit. It's I think it's 40. I think it's 40 per unit, right? So 284. And then I think the score I would usually get is 324. Yeah, so it's 40 lift per unit. I'm okay with 40 lift. Every now and then, to be completely honest, 40 lift is fine. I don't really mind. Defense-wise, you guys haven't seen anything this week. We've been successful up until today, where we lost 20. So that's 60 lift total this week, which is not great for it only being the, I think, 3rd day in season. That's not great, but hopefully my defense team picks it up. This guy was like really strange. Usually when you see these teams that don't show any units lost but are still successes, usually they just surrender as soon as they see your team and you can't replay the match. But this one actually has a replay, and it's so strange. He like gets to bolt tower turn, his bolt tower goes off, and it looks like he actually could have made a play, but he just surrenders immediately. Like, he doesn't even do anything on bolt tower turn, he just surrenders. So really odd match. But the rest of the week we've been successful, so nothing really to complain about apart from this match. But yeah, 20 lift is 20 lift. Hopefully things pick up, and hopefully I don't lose any more units for the rest of the week. But you know, Astra season's a bitch. I guess I still have 4 ladders left, so I probably should use them if I lose more than 1 unit in the future. But what are you gonna do? That's it for today. I don't really feel like stressing about it any longer. Thank you for tuning in. Hope this was enjoyable for you, and I will catch you in the next game. Until then.